Good morning, it's Harvey Jackson. Just going to get through some news items. Of course, Clownshow Carney is on the top of the market here. He gets uninvited from the Trump Board of Peace, and is the USMCA next, I guess, is the question. So here's a letter that he sent through Truth Social. He basically just uninvites him. And you got to remember that there is quite a few people that haven't joined this board as well. So, but the seat was left open. It's kind of funny.
A very exciting day.
U.S. President Donald Trump launched his Board of Peace from the World Economic Forum.
Have the second best deal in the whole wide world. If they continue this path, right, which is a political path of a certain thing. I'm going to go fly to China. I'm going to open up my markets to China. I'm going to take Chinese electric cars and do all sorts of this stuff. Then when USMCA gets renegotiated this year, sort of like towards the end of the summer, in the middle of the summer, do you think the President of the United States is going to say, you should keep having the second best deal in the world? I mean, you guys are such great friends. I mean, they are playing with a set of rules that they haven't really thought
I can
through.
hear it in your voice. You're excited about negotiating this, aren't you, later this year?
Well, they've sort of given a sort of a roadmap of saying, so I guess we should change the whole deal, right? You want to be like the rest of the world. You don't want to be this favored neighbor because you've taken it so for granted that you're willing to come to Davos and say there's two hegemonic powers in the world and we're going to decide which one we're going to work with. Really? You're going to either work with the United States of America where 75% of your economy is totally tied to it, or China? Why would you say that? I think it's political. You know, I think if we take it correctly, we should look at it as just political noise coming out of a prime minister. And maybe this is working for his election, right? Because I don't think it can be real. Because if you took out the math of Canada's economy and it's doing business with the United States of America's $30 trillion economy, there's no such thing as changing what they have today. No one would vote for changing what they had today. Now, maybe they're marketing it well, but they're just for their politics. But they're surely not marketing it well for their fundamental economics for long-term.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he said it pretty well. Like he's just not doing brain dead Clownshow Carney. So this Argentina planting, it's way ahead. Looks like there's, and we can point these things out all the time, but water condition in the previous week, so you're slipping. You can see we're at 26% in drought, and you had 73% of your water versus 67. So this is the area that you're looking at, and your crop conditions basically dropped here as well. So the weather in the U.S., the snow that's going to hit this area is driving some of the energy markets up for sure, and it's cold down there too. Like this cold hitting the plains is helping the wheat market react a bit as well. It's not as cold and it doesn't stay as cold over here, but yesterday I did show snow cover. We'll have to see what kind of weather will affect the wheat, but it's definitely of topic anyway. And here's our weather, cold, and it does keep adding up on here as well. So a quick look at the market. Canola is currently trading 647.50, up 30 cents. Rapeseed is up 3 and a quarter, just shy of 480. Soybean oil is trading at 54.27, up a half a penny. Crude oil is over $60 a barrel at 60.40. Soybeans up again 3 cents at 10.67. Spring wheat just down a couple cents, while the hard red winter and the Chicago are up 4 to 2.5. The corn is basically flat, and the Canadian dollar is up again. So you can see this nice leg up we've had here. It is now, depending on how we draw this, if retracement value, it is getting up into the 23.6 if it's for a downward movement, and it would be trading right at the 80 78.6 as well on the way up, or very close to it. So it looks well supported, but then you look at these here, we're starting to get very oversold. But you can stay oversold, but I would look for an upside target of all the way up to there, but I do not see it going past that at this time, especially with the supplies that we have. But hey, don't take a gift horse, or don't hit the gift horse either. Same thing with new crop. If we can get anywhere in this range, you've got to be selling more. But I would like to see it break out of there. And again, we're getting to this oversold position as well. Here's your rapeseed, definitely over, or a lot closer to these values here. You're in that almost the full retracement going up there. You've hit that level. The price differential between the European rapeseed and Canadian canola is at $121. You need it to get to 150 plus. And right now there is no movement basically going to Europe through Vancouver or through Thunder Bay. It generally it's shut down right now, so anything will happen. It will have to be April, May, June forward kind of thing, because that St. Lawrence Seaway is shut down for the Great Lake movement. So when you look at soybean oil futures, broke out of that resistance line, and it's approaching that 78.6 retracement value. So if you get back to those values, that would be a great thing. But that's the values that you had been with soybeans when you had the soybean oil there. These are not going anywhere in the same kind of stretch. So if the canola oil or the soybean oil keeps running and the seed doesn't come along with it, because there's a problem with the seed, there's a lot of it. So it might just bring up the value of the oil, and the crush margins, or the oil share of the crush margin will be increasing substantially at this moment. Crude palm oil, and here's your crude oil. It's moved up here, but it's still quite the range that we've seen in the last year for sure. Here we are with New York Harbor Freight, or New York Harbor diesel fuel. A nice increase here, but that's diesel fuel as an expense, so we're looking for it to get back to this line. I'm not certain if it will. The diesel fuel is utilized in that storm area, and same with the natural gas, and that's why natural gas run here. It's a pretty strong storm that's actually affecting a good part of the U.S. there with that cold weather, cold snap. Canadian dollar still a little leg up here. I'm not certain how long it can hold up, or whether it even go back to these values, but if it does, we'll probably have to trade it going back down, I would guess. U.S. dollar index, U.S. Government wants to keep the U.S. dollar index low, and you can see they're definitely in that range of trying to keep it low all the time here. Quick look at wheat. Nice recovery yesterday, and I wanted to zoom out because what does that recovery look like? It is good. We did get to almost 50% of this range, but that range isn't very big. You're basically talking about a 570 to 580 or 590 range. It's not a very wide range, and to break out of that would be a fantastic thing, because your next real resistance lines are not anywhere in here. It's probably all the way up there. Now, will this little bit of a weather market take us there? Generally, weather markets really show up when they're breaking dormancy, not necessarily just when the cold snap happens. The biggest part is when it's breaking dormancy. Chicago, Kansas, milling wheat all down. Here are your corn futures. A longer view here, where we are right now versus where we were trading before. The only meat futures I'm looking at is the pork, and it looks like we've got a pretty good leg up there. So that's all I got for you today.